Hello students, in today's lecture we'll learn the concept of TQM, that is Total Quality Management. In earlier lecture we have seen the definition of quality, so now we have been well acquainted with what is quality and which are the various types of quality. Now moving further, we'll explain or we'll go through the concept of Total Quality Management. Now, this it is a concept which says that it's a concept where you expect everybody in the organization to do qualitative work and contribute to the concept of TQM. It's a organization's culture defined by support, constant attainment of customer satisfaction through an integrated system of tools, techniques, and training. So, TQM is nothing but it is creating an organizational culture where everybody in the organization is striving hard for attaining customer satisfaction. So, TQM is a process where it is customer centered. You have to always think about satisfaction of customer, and accordingly you have to concentrate on how you can satisfy the customer in more ways. Okay, so your focus as an employee is on satisfying the customer. That is what is expected in TQM. And then let us see which are the definitions. The first one is given by Gilbert and Stoner, who says that TQM is the organizational cultural commitment. Now, here the word commitment is being used very carefully. What is your commitment? To satisfy the customers. Okay, so as I said, that this is customer centered, and through the use of an integrated system of tools, techniques, and training. So, TQM is a scientific method of making use of qualitative techniques and tools in the organization. In this topic, we'll be learning which are the techniques of TQM and how to implement that system in the organization. Then further, he says that it involves continuous improvement of organizational processes, resulting in high quality products and services. Okay, so the word continuous improvement is very much important. Continuous improvement is called as kaizen in Japanese language, and therefore this is the heart of a very important part of TQM, where continuous improvement is considered more important. Okay, so in which things you need continuous improvement? In organizational processes. Okay, and what should be the result should be high quality products and services. That is what TQM is all about. Then second definition is given by Krither, who says that TQM is creating an organizational culture committed to continuous improvement of skills, teamwork, processes, product and service quality, and customer satisfaction. Here again you can see that repeatedly the word continuous improvement has come over here, and customer satisfaction. These two things are the base of TQM. You have to strive hard for satisfying the customer, and for that you need continuous improvement of which things? Of skills, teamwork, processes. That means whatever organizational processes do and are undertaken in the organization, you need to make continuous improvement in that. Okay, and last one is definition which is given by Richard Skonberger. He says that TQM is a continuous customer central employee driven improvement. This is the easiest way in which this management thinker has explained or defined TQM. Three important part of TQM are continuous improvement, customer centered, and employee driven. Okay, so continuous improvement, it is again repetition. Two of the earlier management thinkers have already mentioned it. Then customer centered, yes, your focus should be on customer. You should see to it that how I can satisfy my customer more and more. And last is it is employee driven. Okay, so employees play a very important part in this. So total participation of all the employees in TQM is must. Unless and until all your employees do their work wholeheartedly and qualitatively, you won't be able to achieve this concept of TQM. Okay, so these are the three definitions. The last one, any of the definition you can learn and write in exam. I think last one is much better, last two of them. Okay, then we'll see which are the elements of TQM. First one is communication of a mission and aims. Now, as in the definition, we saw that participation of employees, that is total participation, is very important. So all employees means definitely all the departments and sub department sections are involved in the process of TQM. TQM is not the process which only it is concerned with top management or any specific level of management. It is to be applied to all the levels at a time itself. And you have to create that organizational culture where all your employees are committed to satisfy the customers, right? So here everybody must know the concept of TQM, and therefore you as a management have to communicate what is the mission and mission and aim of the organization. So continuously you should be in touch with your with your employees, and you should continuously take a feedback from them, that whether they are on the right path of achieving the mission and aim of the organization. This is communication. So continuously stay in touch with your employees so that you will come to know that what is the progress, whether they are on the right path or no. Okay, then next one is identification of improvement opportunities. Now, here TQM believes in zero defect policy, where you have to give your 100%. 99.99% is also not allowed. Okay, so as I said, TQM believes in 0% defects. Whatever work you do, you have to give your 100%. You should see to it that there is a zero defect or 0% error in your work, and for that you have to work upon it again and again. You have to keep on trying. You have to go for continuous improvement, which I said in Japanese it is called as kaizen, isn't it? So continuously you have to work upon the assigned task given to you and see to it that there is zero defect in your work. Okay, so all the time you have to search for which are the improvement opportunities, in which processes you can go for improvement. And for this you have to go for transparent decision making. You have to undertake informal discussions with your employees. Then you should have two-way communication with your employees so that your discussions would be informal. You can freely discuss the things with them, and these are the methods through which you can find out some improvement opportunities, because employees are the people who are actually working. Okay, they know what are the difficulties in actual working, and they can suggest you good methods to improve the processes, organizational processes, because TQM believes in continuous improvement. It believes in 0% error, right? So accordingly you will have to identify which are the improvement opportunities. And then the next third point is implementation of changes. Okay, now change is inevitable in organization, in business, in management. You have to accept the changes taking place in the external environment. And as there are continuous advancement in science and technology, some new technology is entering into the market, and you have to accept those changes in your organization. And therefore what is required is that whenever you implement any new change in your organization, you need good leadership style, you need team spirit, you need cooperation from your employees, you need proper guidance, you need to undertake proper training programs. And these are the things through which you can implement your changes in the organization successfully. And you have to see to it that all your employees are positive about the change. Nobody is resisting the change, and even if some people are resisting the change, it is your duty to see to it that you have to convince your employees and tell them that how beneficial these changes are there for the benefit for the organization as a whole. Okay, next is measurement of performance. You should continuously, you should consistently measure the performance of your employees, so that at all the levels, so that you get an, as a management, you get an idea that where your employees are at present, whether they are proceeding further for the achievement of aims and objectives of the organization. And therefore you should keep on measuring their performance. And not only the performance of your employees should be measured or evaluated, but every time you have to see that organization performance is increasing day by day. Okay, so measuring is very important. Next is total participation. Of course, this is the soul of TQM, because TQM believes in total participation. You have to see to it that quality is not only the aspect which is related to production department, but quality is required in every task which is carried out in organization, right? So right from the raw material till the product is being sent to the market. Okay, all these processes, you have to see that all your employees are thoroughly participating in it, and they are having 100% participation in that. Okay, so this helps in increasing their confidence. Their sense of responsibility also increases, and their confidence increases when these employees come to know that we are important part of TQM and our participation is essential. So this is the essential part of TQM, total participation. Then next is management commitment. Now TQM is possible only when your management is committed towards it. Okay, then for that what is required is the management should be open minded. It should change its attitude, it should become more positive, it should be ready to accept the changes. Okay, then it should go for transparent methods of decision making. Then it should give autonomy or liberty to its employees to take the decision. Then it should provide all sorts of resources which are required for your employees to achieve the aims and objectives of the organization. So this kind of commitment, that means all your employees should feel that your top management is so very committed and they are ready to provide you with all sorts of things which are required for successful implementation of TQM. That kind of feeling should be developed in your employees, then only it would be easy for you to implement the concept of TQM. Then next is customer focus. Of course, this is another important part, because TQM is customer centered. Your aim has to is in TQM is to satisfy your customers, right? So you have to think about customer at the very first point. Then you have to see to it that the customer is satisfied in all the respects. It may be after sales service, before sales service, and about the quality, about the price of the product. So therefore, unless and until your customer is satisfied, your business, I mean TQM is about customer centered, right? So TQM becomes successful only if your customer is satisfied. And therefore from all the ways, you have to think about how I can satisfy my customer in more and more way. Okay, and the next point is coordination of TQM programs. In business organization, in various organizational processes and departments, TQM programs are chalked out, and they have to be properly planned and coordinated so that they can be implemented properly and they can be more effective. Okay, so properly your TQM program should be run successfully as per the plan, so that it would be able to possible for an organization to implement the programs of TQM successfully. And you can be more customer centered, customer focused, and you have to see to it that you are satisfying your customer at its utmost. Then next is systematic problem solving process. Now this is a process in TQM where you identify the problems and see to it they are solved at your maximum. So the problems are divided into three parts. The first one is zero problems, second one is declining problems, and third one is increasing problems. So in case of zero problems, they are easy. That means they are as good as they are not present in the organization. So you have to identify which are the problems which are zero, or which can be easily solved, or which can be brought up to a zero level. Okay, then declining problems means these are the problems whose intensity of these problems can be reduced. They are within your reach to be solved. You can easily solve them. These are called as declining problems. And increasing problems means they are day by day these problems are increasing. You have to find out the ways to reduce the intensity of this problem and try to find out a good solution for that. Okay, so these are the in TQM, these are the three ways in which you have to divide your problems and see to it that what sort of solution can be suggested to solve that problem. Okay, so in today's lecture we saw which are the elements of TQM. So with this we'll end with today's lecture. Thank you.